Hello, beautiful spirit. Yes. Okay. Oh, I know it's been a long time since I've been on here, and I just want to express thank you for support. People who did call to reach out to me to find out if everything was a-okay. Since I've been absent for the last couple of months. But with good reason, as I always share with everyone, there are times when the healer or the coach needs healing and coaching. All right. And so I basically, for the last couple of months, was going through my own healing phase. So, in other words, maybe those out there are familiar with the terminology of dark night of the soul. Um, and so, if you are, that was basically what I was going through. And if you are not, then I will try my best. I will do my best to explain what all I was going through. So here is the life update. Mercury retrograde came kicking in the door at like late July and early August. Okay, we had shadow and then we went straight into it. Now, usually I don't have an issue with it. I really don't. Some people freak out. Technology is wilding out. Communication skills are not their best, or in misunderstandings, things of that magnitude may pop up. I'm often out here giving out positive affirmations and reinforced ideas and ideologies on how to best handle these kinds of situations. But this time, it hit differently. Now, anytime I talk about retrogrades, any retrograde, I don't care if it's a Venus retrograde, a Mars retrograde, or a Mercury retrograde. Retrogrades are the season of It's a revisit, it's a revise, it's a review, it's a reset, it is a rest, it's even rest. Okay, so it is a season of reflection, and I mean, seriously, it's just a season of all right, redos. And honey, I went through all of them. Through each and every one of them. Let me explain. So I have taken the time over the years to take classes. I'm a Gemini, so I'm always learning and thirst for new things, new ideas, new ways of thinking, thought, knowledge, wisdom, whatever. I want more. I'm like a sponge when it comes to education. So I look forward for a new class, a new training, a new way of thought, especially for self-development, which is why I'm always out here teaching, coaching, and sharing information about self-development. And so over the years, I've taken on a lot of classes, lots of certifications, lots of degrees, all kinds of things. And so this season, I was tested beyond measure to technically take everything that I had learned and apply it to myself. Why? Things that I thought I had healed, things that I thought were finished, things that are ideas or thoughts or feelings that I thought were in the past, honey, they all came. They all came for review. And I thought I was ready, but I wasn't. I'm going to be honest, speak my truth, be in my authenticity, and tell you I was not ready because it all hit me all at once. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the grief over my mom. I'm talking about grief and sadness over family dynamics with my stepfather and us still not talking. I'm talking about dynamics of feeling lonely and I'm happily married. Hear me when I say I'm happily married. But during this whole spiritual process, there is a space that belongs to just you. Because even though you may be married to someone, you are still on your own personal journey. And you together, you unite every so often, but you still have to continue on your life and your lifestyle as your spouse is continuing their journey on their own wavelength of learning and growing. And so there was a sense of loneliness and the feeling of sensitivity because I was, oh my God, I was so sensitive to the point where everything was triggering me. I mean, it didn't matter if it was family dynamics. And hear me when I say it's so crazy because to the outside or outsider, it may look like I'm living my best life. And hear me when I say I am in perfect gratitude because I am a blessed child of God. I am living a blessed life. I am filled with gratitude over the things that I'm able to do, see, buy, drive, live, and be in peace. Hear me when I say that. I am in total gratitude for that, knowing that I am protected, I am covered, I am blessed, my ancestors got my back. But in those blessings of being blessed, there was still a sense of sadness and loneliness. So, and it's something about when you hear people say, I'm in a crowd of people and I feel so alone. And so those were the feelings I would like to share with friends and reach out, but the language that I'm speaking might not correspond with what they're hearing. So I'm going through a spiritual download. I'm going through a spiritual um, change, and it's a frequency that everyone can't hear or relate to. And so I'm aware of that. And so I have to be selective of who I talk to, who I talk with, who can I share this with, and not feel that I'm speaking alien to some people. And so it forced me to have to go into a withdrawal. I actually went into hermit mode. I went into straight solitude. I went into a whole process of just me being me in solitude. And so for 2 months, I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't want to engage in anything. Things that used to bring me joy no longer brought me joy. Things that I look forward to doing, I no longer wanted to do. Uh, I couldn't be the cheerleader that I'm known to be or the coach that I'm known to be because I didn't have the energy. Everything had to go back to me and my healing and my self-care. I had to shut everything down. Projects that I was working out and pushing out for it, whether it's because it's a lengthy of things that I'm working on now, and I don't even want to go into detail about that, but realize I had to redo, rewrite, just and reflect on, did it bring me joy? Um, I just, like I said, it was crazy that the happy-go-lucky person that I can be, now I needed to pull all resources, all my training, and I'm a NLP, neuro linguistic programmers practitioner of that. So I know how to dig myself out. I know how to. A certified hypnotherapist. I know what to do to get the mind together. But my heart was slowly breaking, and I couldn't figure out why. Just moments of like depression or crying. It was crazy what I was going through, and I was doing it in silence. So for a lot of people, did not know that I was actually going through this phase, and I wanted it that way because I do believe we have a tendency when we're in um, a moment of sadness or some kind of phase or a cycle, sometimes a lot of people tend to go on social media platforms and spew out a lot of things that they're going out, that's going on with them. But I notice sometimes it could be cathartic because you want somebody to hear you, but sometimes it's not the best if you don't have or you don't know who's actually on the other side cheering you on, or is really sending you positive vibes, because sometimes there are people out here who live for the negative, who live for the drama. And so it may not be in your best interest to share like your moment of personal help. And sometimes, like I said, it can go either way though. It just depends on who you are surrounding yourself to know if it's a safe space to share these moments. And so again, I knew I had to go within, because hear me when I say no one is in charge of your happiness or your joy but you. No one is in charge of your happiness and joy but you. You can reach for inspiration, you can hear a loving word, but until you are ready to do what is necessary to change your frequency, your vibration, your mindset, your heart, and its healing, and its process of its healing, no one can do that for you but you. And so I made a decision to flow, because that was the constant messages and downloads, because that was the other thing. I knew I was receiving downloads. It was crazy. I was in the sense of like the massive amounts that I was receiving, and it all came into clarity as I had to revise, review everything that was hurting me, because that's what it was. It was putting a mirror straight in my face to have to review and figure out solutions and learn the lesson all over again in one sweep of, like, once I thought I was healed from this one, another thing came up, and then another thing came up, and I had to learn the lesson from each and every cycle that I was going through in this moment of clarity. How about that one? In this moment of clarity in this cycle. And so I had to be patient with myself. I had to keep talking to myself. I had to keep talking to my ancestors, my spirit guides. I had to talk to God. I needed help. And so I am one who I'm a proponent to ask for help. And so I went to my spiritual team. I talked to my mom. I literally had to pull myself out of this somehow, some way. But I also knew that there were steps to this. And so along with that, I had to be kind, offer myself grace and mercy during this time. I had to surrender to the changes that was happening to myself, my mindset, and my body. A lot of the positives that came along was, again, a feeling of being healthier. So I started that whole transition of becoming more healthier mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially. I had to get healthy in the sense of boundaries, telling people what I could and could not do. Not in a headspace, not don't have the time, don't, and I had to do that to friends, family. It didn't matter. I had to extend, or again, just pull back. So a lot of times I wasn't on social media, or I didn't have the space or the energy to come out here and do clarity reports, because again, I'm in my cycle of healing. And so I am grateful that I finally made a breakthrough to get through the last and final steps of my cycle. And so even though I was traveling the world, seeing different countries and experiencing all kinds of great adventures, your girl was seriously just not, I wasn't 100% there. There was no joy in all of it. I was there, my body was there, um, but there was no real fun and joy in it. I was grateful for it, but because I know that was an adventure and an experience that everyone is unable to have. They're just, it's not in the cards for them at this moment. And so I was grateful for it, but I was still in the process of doing my healing. And it was crazy. It was really crazy. And in the whole time that I'm traveling Europe, I'm like, again, I'm in total sadness. It's insane. But I say all that to say that one of the things that I've learned and Spirit has shared with me, and I felt and I received in information and downloads is this. And so count this as your clarity report with this life update. The message is, please, if you are in a season or a cycle of pain or feel like you're not understood or feel that you have lost a sense of joy and happiness, and you find it very difficult to do it by yourself, please hear me when I say reach out to someone. You have community. You have community. You have, even if you're surrounded by 100 people, hear me when I say you have a handful of people that you could definitely count on to talk to. And even if while you're talking to them, they're looking at you like you have 4 heads on your head, pick out the one that you definitely know is your soul sister, your soul brother, that is a part of your tribe. And even if it's no more than asking for them to be a listening ear so you can get it off of your chest, then do that. Just speak and ask for them to just listen. You can even preface before you even start speaking. I'm not asking for advice if that's where you're at. Now, if you're asking for advice, fine. Be in a space to be open to that advice. But if you're not, and that's not where you're at, your head is at, then ask them just to be a listening ear. Because if you can't write it out, you probably need someone just to listen as you get it off of your chest, as you get it off of your heart, as you get it off of your mind. Okay? Because that is a part of the process of healing. Now, we've also had a couple of eclipses. Yesterday, we had a solar eclipse. In September, we had a lunar eclipse. And I promise you, those kinds of energy, especially when you are in tune, it will definitely force change, major changes. I don't know where you are in your part of your life. All I can say is I learned to surrender. The reason being is because even though I thought I had all the answers, I realized in that moment I didn't know shit. And because of that, I had to redo all my tests. I had to redo all the tests so that I could be a testimony. And so it also gave clarity that for me, that what works for one person, and I always believed this, I did. What works for one person does not necessarily mean it will work for the next person. And everybody needs an individual, personalized guidance on their journey. They just do. And so it taught me a lot. It taught me to get back to being quiet. It made me, like I said, I enjoyed my hermit moment, being in peace and quiet and reflection. It made me go back to my daily meditations. It made me go back to daily self-care. It made me care for myself in such a way I literally had to baby myself back into a higher vibration that I'm in right now. And I'm so grateful that I made it. So my message to you is if you are going through the same thing, please reach out to your community because you can make it. I just came back from a women's meeting. I joined a women's group to help with networking and things like that in my area. And I am so sad, was saddened earlier today to find out that the founder, the main woman who really pushed for me to join this group, just lost her son to suicide. Just happened on the 1st. I'm filming this on the 3rd. And so she wasn't there because, as she should, she's in her moment of peace and quiet and healing, because I'm sure her heart is hurting over the loss of her son. And I know a lot of times when people get into these dark spaces, just like I was, that thoughts of suicide or harm towards one, or a thought of what would happen if I'm out of here, no one would care. And I'm here to let you know someone out there will be affected by that kind of selfish decision. I've had a friend who constantly comes on Facebook and does these threats of saying he wants to end his life. And I've tried to extend love. I've tried to extend phone numbers, for assistance, but I don't know what the end game is for him per se, but you won't know that you will be missed by others, even if you don't think you will. Your existence means something to someone. And so to feel that your easy exiting will be unaffected or not even noticed, everyone is placed here for a reason. They are. And so your purpose, even though you may not see it, is meant to be for a reason. It just is. So please, in these moments of heartache or negative vibrations, or because sometimes you could be in a space of negative people that can bring you into a negative vibration just because you constantly hear, oh, woe is me, I don't have this, I don't have that, I can't do this, I can't do that. That can mess up your vibration and your frequency as well. Constantly hearing the negative talk, automatic negative thoughts, and then it leads to negative behavior, and it's a domino effect. Just be aware and cognizant that if it is happening, make some changes, make flow with the necessary changes you have to make to let people go and let people do what they need to do for you, because we can't control other people behaviors, thoughts, and actions. What we do have control over is ourselves. And so if you don't like the conversation that's going on over there, you can make a decision to walk away to preserve your mind, your body, your spirit, your frequency. But just again, shine your light. Know that you are meant to be here for a reason. I am meant to be here for a reason. And so I am very much aware that during that whole phase that I was going through only made me a better person to help, to be a better healer, to be a better coach, to be a better person. And so I accept it wholeheartedly, because how can I offer advice on the subject if I've never gone through it? And so I am aware that that has to be the sacrifice for that kind of lesson. And so it was the death of an old Nudera to begin the rebirth of a new elevated Nadira, to reach the next level of being of service, of greatness, of just elevated thought, teachings, and products. Because I'm still, even though I had to rework, rewrite, redo, I am grateful to be able to say that stuff is still is cooking. And since I was in a moment of quiet, look, business still had to be done around here. So I did create a newsletter I will be sending out, and I'm so happy that I will, out of it, birth some other things and creativity. But I will be doing a free online grounding yourself event that will be happening October 6th at 11:30 Pacific time. So all you have to do is go on to the website at yourclarityqueen.com. The link will be down below so that you can RSVP for that. I will also be doing a grounding yourself. If you are in the Santa Clarita area, I will be doing a grounding yourself in Central Park. We have 106 degrees out here. I don't know where you are at this moment, but it will be on the 13th. So by that time, the temperature will go down, and I will be doing a yoga slash breath work slash meditation out there in yoga. So you have choices of being online or being in nature. Your choice, come to both. And like I said, things are still moving. I'll be a part of a wellness event this upcoming Saturday, doing a demo on breath work. And so if you are locally in the area, by all means, come out to that. And on the 24th of October, I will be a vendor at Trunk and Treat. This is the second annual. While I'll be doing Reiki and readings, out there. So by all means, there's still stuff to be done, as well as products and things that I'm still getting taken care of. And I am sending uh, much love, much Reiki out to those who, again, are healing. Because besides just the founder of the network person, come to find out when women started to introduce themselves, a lot of people are dealing with grief right now, the loss of loved ones, whether it's significant others, whether it's children, whether it's friends. Which brings me up to the next clarity report message. Reach out to friends that have crossed your mind. If you have a friend, a name that just came across your mind, reach out to them. Whether it's a text, go on Facebook, do something. But there's a reason why Spirit is dropping a name or on you, your mind, and your heart. Because one of the things that I have also learned is it's never too late to say, I love you. I'm thinking about you. That is something we have freedom to do. And sometimes you never know that one phone call, because I've experienced it myself, that one phone call out of the blue from a random friend can really change your life or your thought process for the day, or just the laugh and giggle over the most silliest things and memories, how that can really just change your vibration for that moment. And so please reach out to you have friends, reach out to them if you're in a moment of sensitivity, if you're in the moment of just or aha, just because that person ran across your mind and you just wanted to talk to them. Okay? So reach out to family, reach out to friends, whomever is crossing your mind, reach out before it is too late. Because one thing is for sure, we all have an expiration date here in this earthly world. And I don't know about you, but I don't know when my time is up. I think a lot of us don't know when our time is up, but when it's up, it is up. So say what's on your mind right now, if it's on your mind to say it. Okay? I'm glad I was able to do this. Like I said, while I was going through my whole process of change and up leveling up, like I said, it did bring a sense of joy. It brought a sense of like I said, change throughout my whole entire world. And so I am sending you out loving, healing energy to say to for you to do the same if you're going through that. You may not be affected by any of these planetary alignments and transitions that's been going on, okay? And if you haven't, great. Look, rock on, my dear. All I know is every time I turn around, it's like another announcement of someone who has passed that I've revered, or also oh, please. And that's another thing. Here's the third message. Because of the moments of this energy we are experiencing with a lot of change, and because there is a heightened sense of sides, polarity with the politics that's being shown on television, please, what you hear on radio, what you hear in entertainment with Diddy, things that you're hearing with a lot of these entertainers, be aware that these are people. People. And I think sometimes there is a disconnect between realizing that people, humans, because we are spiritual people having a human experience, but in the end, they are they are spiritual beings having a human experience, which means mistakes will happen because it's the essence of being a human being. And if you don't have a grasp of your spiritual body, then the humanness will come out, and it can be very disappointing when you put these humans as your heroes And then to watch their downfall is just devastating. That was a lesson I had to learn a long time ago, of revering people who, at the end of the day, they're humans. They are going to make mistakes, drastic mistakes. And so at that point, if you can keep yourself neutral in knowing that they're humans, it might not be as disappointing when you see their downfall, because I mean seriously, whether, I don't care if it's the church, church members, church leaders, these actors, these musicians, these producers, it doesn't matter. Your politicians, it does not matter. If you can stay in the whole process of knowing that, again, humans versus a celestial being of God, then it can make for an easier idea that, man, they made a messed up, fucked up decision, but it's not my, hey, how about this one? I learned a long time ago to not be shocked and awe. It's shocked and awe about certain things. It's, and I could be the more logical side of me that got bridged along with the spirituality, but because I have seen a lot or experienced a lot or heard a lot or even being in this entertainment industry, it's not shocking to me anymore. Does some of the things I hear become nauseating? Yeah, it is bothersome, but surprise? Not at all. And again, I had to stop putting humans on pedestals to understand that we are the same. Now, what you decide to do with your decisions and your choices, that is on you, on how you decide to live your life. But to make these people, these humans, your hero or heroines, please be careful with that. Because it's I mean, my heart goes out when I see people who are literally losing their minds when they find out that they're, oh my God, how could they? Blah, blah. And it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to get a grip, baby. It's the man and woman. Okay, just it is what it is. But I'm not diminishing whatever the effects are emotionally or physically is, but just please, if you can keep that context of man and woman, all right, versus divine one, maybe it'll make things a lot easier to digest. All right, in this life. Okay, I think that is enough on the clarity report. And again, me chiming in for my life update. Thank you so very much for listening. As always, if you would like more information about me, by all means, go to my website. I've made some, look, change was in the air. So I've made some changes in that. I look forward to seeing you at my events as more are coming. And I'm grateful to get back to what I love to do, which is help others, coach others, after I had to help and coach myself first. And with the help of a wonderful coach, Coach Paula. Again, even coaches need coaching. And so I needed to reach out for some help. And so I'm so grateful I had Coach Paula to talk to, as well as a loving husband who had a beautiful ear, who listened to me when I needed to talk. And sometimes he didn't even understand, but God bless him for his patience. And so, and that's another thing. Sometimes you just need the patience of a person to be understanding as you're going through your phase, because there's no time limit on these phases. It just is what it is, just like there is no time limit on healing. Every day is a new day, and every day is a new wave, and it comes back and it comes forth. All I know is I'm grateful that I'm here to be a coach to help those navigating through their own journey, listening and providing assistance, and encouraging everyone to what? Shine your light. I am a firm believer, if everyone was to shine their light, and I mean brightly shine their light, you never know who you may inspire. because it is a domino effect. And just because you're shining your light, you never know. You may be inspiring someone else to shine their light. I've heard this many, 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 many times before as I walk through rooms and I talk to people, and as I elevate my frequency, that I have a tendency of changing and shifting a whole room or a person's mood. And so I prepare myself for that and I take that on. And I'm proud of that. If I can be a part of positive change. I'm here as a disruptor. I already know that. As a light worker, I am very much aware that that's a part of my job. That's a part of me being of service. That's my purpose. And if you don't know what your purpose is, my dear, it's time to find out. All right. But in the meantime, continue to shine your light. And so for the next, and that's another thing. I decided to make things as simplistic as possible. So when I come in here with these clarity readings, honey, they're gonna be very simplistic with the inspirational message and keeping it moving. All right. I know this one's kind of lengthy, but I had to do the update. So give yourself grace and mercy, pass on positive energy if you have enough to share with the world. And if you don't, then just provide self love and care for yourself until you're in a better space to share with others. All right, my dears? Mwah! Sending you much love and light because I have enough to give now after I've poured into my cup. And now I'm giving some to you. Enjoy the rest of this wonderful week. And I look forward to seeing you on the web or in person Saturday or Sunday, or when I come back in for another clarity report. Mwah. Happy Thursday and bye. Happy solar eclipse energy because we're here for a couple of more days with this shadow side. And so be aware of changes, drastic changes. But think of it as being for your highest and best good. And just flow like water. Surrender, my dear. It'll lead you to your best results, your best opportunities. Flow towards your opportunities, your best self. Mwah. Take care and bye.